Hello everyone, how are you doing? Welcome to today's episode of Wisdom Moments on K24 with me, C.J Atemo the Sage. I hope that you are doing well, and as I always hope that you are gaining knowledge, wisdom, skills and understanding, developing yourself, making better decisions and living a better life. Have you subscribed to my YouTube channel, C.J Atemo? Have you followed me on social media, C.J Atemo on all platforms? Send me questions right there, observations, make comments as well. Let's get to hear your feedback on the things that we do talk about. Share with friends as well whenever you can. Enlighten other people. Let them know that we come right here at this time. Well, coming to you from the 67 Airport Hotel one more time, a place where you would have excellent cuisine, accommodation, you would have space for team building activities, family activities. There's a pool over here, both for the children and adults. Bring in your family, have a hangout here on a Saturday. There's the garden as well, and it's just a beautiful place for you to come to. Serene, quiet, not too far and not far from the road either. So it is very easy for you to connect, whether you're driving or you don't have your own car. It's so easy for you to connect. It is off Mombasa Road, just around the Syokimau area of Mombasa Road. And whether you're coming in from outside the country or within the country, it's a place that you'd want to spend your time for conferencing and for all other events. I started talking about money and marriage yesterday, and I want to go deeper into that today because somebody may have been asking themselves, well, you touched on it very generally, but who should pay the bills? Well, who should pay the bills? See, you've got to look at your marriage, and especially from the point of money. You've got to look at it as a business. If you are running a company, a business, an enterprise, how would you run it? You need structures, you need systems. You just have a certain way of doing things because you're looking at profitability. Sometimes we do not see our families as for-profit organizations. You see, when you come together, the two of you, you want to become better. Nobody marries anybody so that they go broke or they become worse, either in career, mentally, physically, in any way. You come together so that you can complement each other to fulfill certain goals. You see certain skills and you see certain values in the other person that make you feel you want to live with them and grow with them into certain destinations. Well, raising a family is just one part of it, but most people will want to be with somebody that they feel there will be sense of growth in every way. So it means that the partner that you are with is somebody that passed your interview when it came to the skill set that you required for them to get married to you, whether it is your husband or your wife. If that is the case, then you've got to look at why did you get into this in the first place and where were you trying to go to, or where are you trying to go to right now? What are they bringing to the table? So what exactly can they do? When the question comes to who should be managing the money or who should make the money decisions in the house, just like in a business, in an office, in an organization, you will have different people with different skills to do different duties. The two of you have to sit down and ask each other, or be very honest with, who is a better money manager? That doesn't mean that the other person's opinion does not matter, but it means that one person will actually run the money for the group. It happens with the chamas, it happens with welfare groups, it happens with larger family groups. You'll find one person who is trusted in a societal group, one person who is trusted and say this one is the treasurer or this one is the secretary, depending on the gifts and the skills that they have. In your marriage, it should be the same thing. Because when it comes to money, ladies and gentlemen, it is just as practical as it is. Emotions should not be part of the decision-making process of money in families. When you bring in emotions into financial decisions, you're going to run down. So it is not about having, settling scores with each other. It's not about I'm upset with them, so I'm going to hold back the money. It's not about I'm not happy with them, so I'm going to mess up the money. No. You have to have a very sober approach to the decisions that you've got to make in money. So it means that the person who will make the decisions has to be the one who is sober about your financial future. And they have to have the discipline. Sometimes you've got to deny yourself. It is called delayed gratification. You have to deny yourself in order to achieve certain goals. And there are people who are better at that because they're better at structuring things. They're better at saving. They're better at, just setting aside money even when you are absolutely happy and excited and maybe you got money that you didn't even plan for. They're better at setting it aside. They're better at finding places to invest. They have a nose for properties that need to be bought. If you have somebody like that, whether it is the man or the woman, take advantage of the skills that they have. Do not bring equality into skill sets. If your wife is better at managing the money, go ahead, let her manage. Be a part of it, communicate, be part of the team, but let her manage. If your husband is better at managing it, do not bring the issues of, you do everything and you do not consider me, maybe because you're trying to put me down. No. Set emotions aside. It means that the two of you have to be constantly looking at how you make judgments. Now, the one who makes the decisions has got to respect also the person who seems not to be the one running this whole thing. It means that you don't just wake up and say, well, the money that you brought, we bought land in Kitengela, and the person is asking, who is we? You cannot just pull up that on your spouse. There has got to be discussion. You've got to say, look, we have got 800,000 in the account and it's just lying there. And I've looked around, I've done due diligence, and I've seen that there are certain plots that are being sold in this place. And I think that would be a good place for us to build a home. And even if in the future we want to change, we can sell it. And because of 1, 2, 3, and let the other person internalize that, let the other person feel a sense of ownership of the decisions that will be made. Give them time to process that until they come in. If they've got their questions that they need to ask, let them ask their questions. If there's got to be adjustments that would be made, let people have those adjustments. Do not just run over them because you feel you're better at making decisions. There's also the element that is called respect. That yes, you might be better at something, but you don't rub that on somebody. You don't rub it on their face. You have to allow them to feel that they were part of the process, even if you who makes better decisions are actually the one who makes more money. Sometimes the one who makes better decisions doesn't make the most money, but sometimes one person makes more money and better decisions. And so they feel like, I did this for us. And the other person begins to feel they have been left out of it. So who makes the decision? Well, remember, you're running a company. You're trying to make profit. You want to grow. One of you may just be a board member, but let the one who has the skill be the CEO. And once in a while, call them to a meeting and ask them to give account. When you do that and set aside emotions and probably go and sit at a restaurant somewhere and talk about the progress that you have made financially, you will find that it is easier to keep tabs and you are becoming a bit more productive than if you just brought in your emotions in there and started fighting over who controls the money. That has been Wisdom Moments on K24 with me, C.J Atemo, the Sage.